Once you know what failure feels like, determination chases success. This is a Kobe quote that I like to reference when I'm chasing success and I'm focused on trying to be the best version of myself. I feel like failure is something that is frowned upon in society sometimes. It's seen as something that can't happen, and if it happens, it means that you're not good enough to reach success. But in my opinion, I feel like failure can propel us to success. It can be the wake up call that we need to kind of tell us that we're not too far to reaching our success. It can be a checkpoint per se to say to us like we're not too far. Um, Sometimes when you have success, you look back, or most of the time when you have success. But for me, most of the times when I have success, I look back at the failures. I look back at the times when I wasn't successful, and it makes that success that much more sweeter. For example, I've had failures in games. I remember in college, we played a final, and we ended up losing that final against a strong team. But the thing about that loss was we could have won that game. It was in our grasp. It was something that could have been achieved, and we had never beat that team before. But in that final, we had something else. Like there was something else running through us that we had, like a moment where like we just knew like this is possible, but we just weren't able to get it done, and that upset us. That upset me a lot, and it stung. It just really impacted me in a heavy way because I felt like if I wasn't able to get over the hump there, when was I ever going to get over that challenge, that obstacle, that thing that was in my way? And it kind of scared me because it was like, if I haven't beat this team before, and now we're in a final and we're trying to win the ultimate goal, how can I see myself beating this team? How can I see myself overcoming this obstacle that's in front of me? But I just remember saying to myself, like after a while, because initially I was sad, I was upset. I couldn't really see the happy ending per se. I couldn't really see good things on the horizon. I just saw negativity. I just saw myself in a less positive position, and I just felt like I had let myself down because I played my heart out on that court, but I felt like we just didn't. I don't know what it was. Like we just. I don't know if it was the fear of the team that we were playing against. Was it the team that had that over us that we had never beat them, and they knew that because we had never beat them that they could just come and just play their game and just beat us? I don't know what it was, but I felt like we could have beat that team. But after a while of reflection, I realized that it happens. It happens to the best of us. It's not something that you can subject yourself to some negativity and just say, you know, you're never going to get over that hump. You have to kind of look at yourself and say, okay, we lost there, but that's not the end of everything. That's just the beginning of an opportunity for us to come back stronger. And when I look at this quote, once you know what failure feels like, so once I had tasted that failure and I understood what it felt like, I had the determination, I had the will, I had the resilience, I had something in me to say, I can achieve, I can chase success, I can achieve success. Success and me can sit in the same room together. Like, I had that belief because I had tasted, I understood what failure was like, and that's not the only time I've experienced failure. I remember when I was younger, I had experienced failure in a final again, in a similar situation. And I couldn't handle the fact that I had failed. I couldn't handle it, but once I had the time to reflect, I understood what failure was, and I understood that failure is not something that I should feel sad upon. It's not something that, if I put my all into it, let's not put this in a vacuum and say, if you fail, it's a good thing. No, 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 no. If you put your all into something, if you put your all into it, if you push hard, if you work hard, if you study, if you are resilient, if you take the time to put everything you can into something and you end up failing, at least you put everything you could into that thing and you knew that you tried your very best. That's a different ball game than failing from something that you didn't put your all into, that you only went into it half-hearted, that's a whole different ball game. That's a whole different situation. But if you knew that you put your all into it, you pushed hard, that I think that allows you to know actually what failure is. Because when you don't put your all into it, how are you supposed to know what failure feels like? Because you didn't put your all into it, so it's not going to really hurt you. It's not going to really affect you. It's going to be like, oh, I failed, but I didn't really put my all into it. So if I will never know what I would have achieved if I actually put my all into this. You know what I'm saying? But once you put your all into it, you actually understand. Like, you get to know what failure feels like. You get to like understand it in a deeper level. Like I put my all into this. Like, I put everything, all my eggs in one basket. I put it all, like, and I still failed. Like, that's something that you have to live with, and you have to say to yourself, fair enough, I'ma come back stronger. You know what I'm saying? It's not the setback, it's the comeback that we look for. You know, it's not something that pushes us down, you know what I'm saying, that we should reflect upon. It's how are we gonna get back up? It's how are we gonna overturn what was trying to, you know, put us in a position that we couldn't overturn. Sometimes we look at life and we say, why me, why me, why me? But sometimes we have to ask why not, because there's something in me that will allow me to overcome this challenge. I'm strong enough, I'm brave enough, I'm confident enough, I have what it takes. And sometimes we face different situations that scare us and that make us feel like the team that I was facing, it kind of scared us, because we were like, when are we ever going to beat this team? To be fair, I don't think we ever beat the team. I don't think we ever beat the team, because in my second year of college, I don't think we beat the team. I don't think we played the team in my second year. I think we might have played them, but I don't think we beat them. So I never got over that hump of beating them. But what I learned from the experience, the determination, the learning experience. Because the thing about failure is, failure can teach you so much. You can learn so much from failure. You can grow so much from failure. You can learn a wealth of knowledge, knowledge that goes beneath the surface, you know. And once you get that knowledge, it's what you do with that knowledge that now matters. It's what you know, it's how you use that knowledge to your advantage that allows you to be successful now. That determination that you use to chase success will allow you to achieve that success. So the message today is just, let's keep understanding what failure is and knowing what it feels like, because it won't last forever. Kobe taught us that. The greats have taught us that. Those who are successful have taught us that. Those who have failed have taught us that. And then those who have become successful from that failure have taught us that. So let me read the quote one more time. Once you know what failure feels like, determination chases success. Let us all chase success. Let us all be the best version of ourselves. And let's remember, success doesn't have to be the big things. Success can be a small achievement. It can be going for a walk. It can be eating healthy. It can be exercising. It can be getting enough sleep, getting enough rest. It can be the small things. It doesn't have to be the major things, like something that like winning a final or like doing all these big things. It don't have to be that. Everything that is big starts from a small point. Once you win the small successes, then you can now begin to win the bigger successes. So let's keep focused. Let's keep progressing. Let's keep searching, and we shall find success. Thank you for listening.